Hello, Fightful Faithful. Welcome to another episode of the Tuesday show where I'm very sick. Kate's also here. Kate's going to talk to you about other things. Kate?
I am not sick. I'm sick of the CM Punk drama, but I'm not sick in like the ill way. But this isn't sour grapes tonight. It's sour glass. All right? It can't be sugar glass because it's sour glass.
That's right.
Here we are. Cry me a river about it, Alex.
Okay, I will.
barely in the street. Please stick to the rivers of the lake that you're used to. I'm so excited for the people listening in audio form, but this is your NXT Sour Grabs post show for August 29th. Alex, it's the last one of August, coming down the home stretch here. We'll ask you to get in your super chats. We'll ask you to get in your humper chats. We'll ask you to leave a thumbs up on this video. I ask you a lot of favors, but you know what? I deserve it. Okay? I'm out here on the grind.
It's true.
I will reiterate, if you don't send in your support, you don't support women. So be an ally. Send in your support. Subscribe to FightfulSelect.com as well. Sean has all the details that are coming out of All In. And also did a fun little bit of a debunk on the CM Punk drama front regarding him and Miro that is worth subscribing alone for the reenactment that Sean did, I would say. You can find the hysterical video that is there, but we've got so much to talk about here in NXT land as we got the NXT one.
There you go. It's G. NXT one. NXT one. NXT one. NXT one.
I would so much rather NXT continue to steal ideas from New Japan than try and attempt whatever they've been doing this entire time. This is great. Not that New Japan's the only place that uses a round robin tournament, obviously, but the point stands that, Alex, it seems like wrestling is actually kind of simple, and that if you have matches with stakes and clean endings, it's very good.
Yeah, it's odd, right? You wouldn't think that the secret sauce would be so readily available, and yet no one would use it. That's crazy.
Wild, anyway, I tell you.
Yeah. As Jader Pringle says, Alex the Fantastic. Not feeling fantastic right now. I'll tell you that much, Jader Pringle. Kate with the bangs that run the rang. I like that a lot. Kate with the bangs that run the rang. Papa Paul, Elizabeth, you old goat, sisters, Alpha Bill, Meat Man, Louise, and all you sour tears stole from Sister Emily. Howdy, partners.
Howdy, partner.
Hold on. I have to go and do cocaine. Everyone is doing cocaine.
Yeah, if you blow your nose on air, that means you're doing cocaine. Alex, you should be hyped now. You just did lines. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's talk NXT. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited and skinny. I'm ready to talk about NXT.
I'm Thea Hale.
Wait, so sincerely, for those of you who are normal and didn't discover this drama, Sean blew his nose on air and Reddit decided that meant he was doing cocaine.
Yep.
To which I said, Sean is the most boring cokehead in the world.
So boring. So boring. So
you know what he's doing for his big birthday? He's going to see like Offspring. That's not what a cokehead does on their birthday.
I mean, like, honestly, he's going to see Sum 41.
That's a mistake. Offspring is great live. Sum 41 is
41 is 40 more hits than they had. Like it's come on. Like, what are we doing with our lives? We're going to see Sum 41. Anyway, Tom LaValle says, I'm feeling friendly with all my SGS friends. Henry the Casey says, if Kevin Nash shows up on NXT, would the weekly review be called Sour Diesel? Sure, why not?
I'm in for that.
I mean, if you want it to rhyme, it could be called Sour Gas. Because diesel is a form of gasoline. There you go. See?
You still got it, even when you're sick.
You want if people want to do glass puns, things made out of glass, I don't know. Or if you'd like to make fun of me, we could do
broken glass.
We could do sickness or disease puns.
Ew. No, that's gross. Stick to glass.
Let's do glass puns.
Yeah,
All
that's
right, good.
gross.
Cool. So Wrestling the Movie says, I never thought we'd get to see the sequel to everyone's favorite blockbuster, Brawl Out, but now we've got Brawl In. Welcome to the jungle, boy. Also, Julius Creed is a specimen. Let's talk about Julius Creed. I was on him long before the rest of the pundits. I said, watch out for this guy. He's really special. The thing about Julius Creed that I love is he's so special. He shows me things that even I, crowner of him as the world's specialist boy, did not think was even possible. I mean, okay.
World's specialist boy.
He, so the steel cage match begins with Julius getting in the ring first. Well, the Dyad's already there. Julius gets in the ring first, and then Brutus walks in, and they shut the door and beat the hell out of Brutus and kidnap him. So now it's just Julius versus the Grizzled Young Vets by himself, and it's glorious. He's just fighting him off like nobody's business. And at one point he puts Jagger Reid in his in the stretch muffler for a while, sees Rip Fowler coming to him, is like, I'm gonna put you down, I'm gonna grab your leg, put you in an ankle lock, and here comes Jagger Reid again. All right, you want to do something? How about this? I'm gonna kick you in the gut, I'm gonna grab you around the waist with one arm, fling you up over onto my shoulder, and power bomb you with one arm, all the while I'm ankle locking your friend over here. I don't think that's possible, Kate. I saw it. I watched the GIF back 100 times. I still don't think it's possible. Must have been a trick of the camera. Not possible. That's how great that dude is.
This was fantastic. It was so fantastic. I was wondering why they're fighting to stay in developmental. This is the only thing about this match that wasn't awesome. This was really, really, really fun.
Yeah.
Julius Creed is that guy. We've said it over and over again. It's never to take anything away from Brutus. Julius is just a star. He's a once in a generation talent in the truest sense of the word, and not just oh my gosh, they're so great at what they do. He's doing stuff we've never seen before in wrestling, and that doesn't happen a lot in wrestling. When you watch as much wrestling as we do, Alex, It's a lot. So I feel as though the only thing I didn't like about this match was that the stipulation was, if you win Creeds, you get to stay in NXT. And that seems, I'm just going to say it, I hate being harsh.
Right.
Silly. It's silly.
Those boys were fighting so hard to stay in NXT. And all they were doing is proving that they are so much better than NXT right now. I feel like that's not the way to do that, but what do I know? So Brutus comes back by just doing he's a bowling ball and everyone else is a bowling pin.
He came in like a wrecking ball.
That he did. He came in like a wrecking ball.
Sorry, I saw the cocaine. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hold on one more. I got to do another line. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm kidding. Not yet. I'm rolling on that white Kleenex. I gotta get more of it. I can't stop. So now he runs over everybody, and then Joe Gacy's like, I got the key. What are you gonna do? And Brutus chases him around the cage for a while, then just stops and rips the door off the hinges, brings it in, and now by this point, Julius is pretty well beat up because it's 2-on-1. And then he just takes it, holds it up over his head, and spins around like he's Terry Funk with a ladder. Eventually becomes 2-on-2. I don't recall a lot of real offense that the Dyad got in on this thing. But eventually it comes to Julius putting a man on each shoulder, like he's taking he's taking the world's biggest toddlers to go watch a parade. That's what it looked like. Where him just walking across the ring so that Brutus could do the butterball dive.
Yes.
And buck both of them off so they could pin them both at the same time, so that they could stay in a place that they've long outgrown.
That's my chief complaint about this match. It was so much fun. I feel like they've found a way. It's almost tricky because Julius can do anything. Like, how do you complement that? And I think Brutus just being like, well, I'm just going to use my size to the fullest extent of the law actually really works for them as a tag team. Him ripping the door off is a very fun spot. That was a very aggressive game of Duck Duck Goose they had going there for a second. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting though, because it did, I don't know if you felt this way, the majority of this match felt like it was set up to be the Julius Creed showcase. And like that makes me wonder if they are going to set him off on his own. Now, I feel like they should. I also feel like they should have been called up 6 months ago. So right. They rarely do what I think is a good call. So there's that. But this was a whole bunch of fun. I don't know where Schism goes now. There was like a stare down with Ava in the front row. That was a little bit weird. So we'll see what happens to this little faction. We do know that GYV is intending to leave. So does feel like it would be breaking up, but then like poor Joe Gacy, what do you do? And also just, I know we're not spooky wrestling people, but Joe Gacy put out like a really nice thing on Twitter about Bray Wyatt that I would encourage you guys to go read. And I was glad they started the show with this today because it's not for us, Alex, but they got to keep the spooky alive in wrestling. And clearly Joe Gacy is into it. So even though it's not for us, it has its place in wrestling and it should continue. So we'll see what becomes of the Schism. Feels like it's going to be ending just because October's already somehow not that far away, which is when GYV's contract's up. And Ava's, God bless her, not ready to go. Like not ready in the ring at all. So, you had Parker, and he got released, and then you built this thing for Joe Gacy, and now that's falling apart. What's next for Joe Gacy is something that I hope that they've gotten ahead of, because I think Joe Gacy is actually really good. I think he's been given crap, but I think he's a talented performer. So here's hoping that they have some sort of follow-up for him, because I think he's a great talent to have on board, and I hope he doesn't get creatively shelved because of circumstances.
Agreed. Lieutenant Photo, thank you for your service. You can tell your wife that we're doing glass puns.
We are, but then Emily
things made out of glass.
Emily sees we can put disease puns back on the table because Emily's studying to be a nurse, and then she yelled at us in the chat for we gave her disease puns and then we took them away, and she was like, "This is my moment to shine." So if you want to be gross,
spoiler alert. This will not be the only NXT review I do this fall where I am sick. I am just putty in the hands of every kindergarten flu, now first grade flu that my kid is bringing home to me. So
congratulations on moving on to the next grade of flus.
There you go. Right now we got Wrestling with Movies saying "Scissor Me, Daddy Glass." Tom Lorelli saying "Bad Glass, Billy Gunn." Road Dog Jesse Pains.
That's very good.
And and T Electric Mayhem saying Jushin Thunder Fiberglass. Is Thunder a brand of fiberglass that I'm not aware of?
It might be. You don't know.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Alpha Bill says, "Wait, was this a good show? Had really good stuff in it. The opening match, honestly, this was tons of fun. It was a blast. And at no point did anybody try to escape the cage.
Correct.
Ever. Even after a man tore the door off, no one tried to escape. Did they say it was only pinfall? because it should be only pinfall for every cage match. But I'm so used to it being WWE, like we gotta try and get out the door so we can win. It's not good.
It isn't good. So the match was so much fun. The circumstances around it were not great in that, nobody tried to get out even when the door was ripped off. And these guys just don't belong here anymore. Like they've graduated. They need to move on, just like you moved on from kindergarten to first grade with all your flus. Oh my God, the cocaine's back.
I'm addicted. I'm so addicted to the cocaine, to the sweet sugar booger.
It's only a matter of time before I fall, I guess.
Yeah, it's
or
true.
Sean goes, now you.
That's right. Will Chisholm says, if you told me these two Creed boys was Brock Lesnar's kids, I would believe you. Those boys are crazy strong. They yes, that's true. Yeah. They really are.
And you know what they haven't done? Mm-hmm. They haven't betrayed each other, despite being named Julius and Brutus.
Not yet. Give them time. Time.
That's waiting for the main roster for sure.
Yeah. Wrestling Movies says Dem loaves have evolved into Dem baguettes. Luis says, I made the Dem loaves as a joke because Briscoes and all. Now I think they are Dem boys because they are the Olympic Briscoes. They are the Olympic Briscoes. They're pretty great. I like these guys a lot. Throughout the whole night, there were some little video packages for all the ladies. The one for Roxanne was like, I'm getting back what I never lost, which is what she should be doing. She should be saying that.
Like 8 months ago, though.
Right. As she says, Louise says that Rox is, to summarize this segment, Rox is old, hurt, tired, and works with effing children and wants women's title back. There you go. See, that's good. Also,
I gotta say, and I love Roxanne. I think she's way too good at this age. Like, it's absurd. She's one of the best in-ring performers. Since they've had, this is like exactly what happened with John Cena at Austin Theory, though. Since Blair Davenport came in and was like, you're basically a little girl. Yeah. And I'm going to ruin you. All of her promos, it's kind of always felt that way, but when somebody calls that out in character and you can't counteract it, it kind of ruins some things. Yeah. But this is absolutely what she should be. She should kind of always be coming for the title in some way, shape, or form. Like, she should always be feeling important, and they haven't had her feeling important in a long time. So I'm glad she's getting back on track. And since it's the only wrestler that Booker T actually knows about, makes me happy that she's got something coming up.
Gigi Dolin, talks about how she's going to win because she doesn't like Tiffany or Kiana or Blair, anybody. So
what's so wrong with me?
Like, most of them don't like you. Blair
it's the
does.
Summer of Tiff Tiff.
Blair Davenport says they're all former champions, and I was like, they are? Oh, tag team champions. Yeah, sure. Kiana James did win that tag titles with the girl she hated. So that was a thing. Remember that? That was stupid. It's like, oh, okay, former champions. I get it. And yes, I haven't won a championship yet. Blah, blah, blah. But I think Blair Davenport is great. I just feel like there's...
Well, let's not skip over the blah, 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 because that was great. She was like, I've been destroying women all over the world for the better part of my adult life. I was like, excellent.
Very good. The out of all four of these, I think the one that we learned about the most was that Kiana James owns a helicopter, at least an animated one. Pixelated. She owns a helicopter in a Super Nintendo game, and she lives inside a Super Nintendo game, and that is how she gets to work, by taking her Super Nintendo helicopter to work in business for monies. And it is very important to her that you know how successful she is at business monies in her helicopter in Super Nintendo land. Why she is also a wrestler, they have never explained to us, and I don't think is possible to explain to me, so that I will accept it as a thing. But I feel like once you've decided I'm going to be a professional wrestler, you give up on the business monies. The business monies with the helicopter in Super Nintendo Land.
Well, in her defense, what is going on with my white girl light? Very frustrating. What I was trying to say was NXT is not known for necessarily paying the best. Okay, so maybe you want to keep your entrepreneurial and business smarts about you.
Sure.
You should also, we should know how and why you're a wrestler, though.
Right.
Like in the process.
Yeah.
Especially because she's pretty good.
Right. Like, I see here Britt Baker's a dentist, but the thing about it is that Britt Baker actually is a dentist, and Kiana James is in no way, shape, or form a business lady with the monies and the helicopter in the Super Nintendo world.
Well, we don't know. She could be.
We do.
She could.
Know that. Yes.
She could be an entrepreneurial.
She is not. She is not, though, and so we do know that. So.
Mergers and acquisitions.
Remember when she was coming out with all the little suffixes that she got in business schools? I forget what they all were. Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. Yes, you're right, Alpha Bill. We did see her office that was in no way a room at the PC made up to look like an office.
So. On a porn set.
Yeah, you're right. Hold on.
It was here's a computer.
I'm going to mute my microphone while I do some more cocaine.
Oh my God. Guys, send in your super chats and humper chats because obviously the money is not going toward my electricity and obviously it is going toward the cocaine stash of Fightful. And I don't do any, which means I'm not going to get paid.
Right.
So I need your guys' support.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm done with the cocaine for now. I'll probably have to do another line because I am so addicted to the white stuff.
Are you as addicted to the white stuff as my light is to going out?
I don't know what's wrong with your light.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Hate everything.
So Tony D and Stax won the titles 2 weeks ago, hosted a pool party last week, and this week they're just hanging out with titles on a table in front of them. Like, oh, hey, remember that time when we did that thing and we won these titles? Oh, hey. Hey, look, it's the champ. It's him. Ah, see what I did there? Yeah, you're him. Anyway, how you doing, champ? That was a hell of a match you had last week. What's next for you? Well, there's one guy I gotta go and somebody I gotta get off the plate and prove something, whatever. Because the Street Profits come in and they're like, "Hi, how's it going? We're with Bobby Lashley now. Did you know that? We dress in suits now." And like, I love what you've been doing with the title, says Montez Ford. And Carmelo Hayes says, sure. But I still have to do this other thing. You know, I have to do more things now. And then he goes away to do all the other things. And then Tony D says, I heard you used to run these streets around here. We might have done that. And I was like, okay, are we getting Street Profits versus Tony D and Stax? Because that could be fun. If not, I don't mind the stars of Raw and SmackDown showing up every week, as long as they've got something to do besides go, hello, we are the stars of Raw and SmackDown. Like, it just feels kind of superfluous, you know?
Do you like my Finn Balor lighting?
I love your Finn Balor lighting.
Thank you. We are in a cage match.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want a newly repackaged Street Profits who are like just re-cementing themselves.
No, I don't want that either, but I would want it more than like, hello, you might know us from Raw and or SmackDown. Like, it just feels...
We are the stars of the main roster, and we're coming to NXT. Yeah. Don't mind that we sent Angel Garza here for no reason, and Humberto Carrillo. Don't worry about them and their weird romantic, but not romantic brotherhood. Yeah. I mean, that would be a really fun program and a match. I would love to see what the Street Profits would do on the mic with Tony D. Like, that just seems like a whole mess of fun. I would like Tony D to defend them with stacks. Very worried it's just going to go the breakup route, as is the lay of the land.
Yep. Yeah. I guess we're gonna get. I mean, the Creeds are there.
True.
They're back now, so maybe we get the Creeds versus them at No Mercy.
That could be fun.
Yeah. Jada Pringle says, "Is Kate at a rave? Are you at a rave, Kate?"
I'm not at a rave, unfortunately, because if I was, maybe I'd get my hands on the sweet cocaine that you and Sean constantly get. But I was trying to see if
No, that's ecstasy and or psychedelics of some kind, right?
Don't mean to let y'all down. I don't do any drugs. I am like the teacher's pet of the dare program. I am just never did. So I don't know what goes where. I thought, is it
Excuse
cocaine
me, kids.
everywhere?
Do you know where I can score some H?
I know, like
Preferably
ecstasy is the
3
rave
of them?
thing.
Triple H?
Okay, I'm not that bad, but I thought cocaine was everywhere because you like to party. That was the whole thing. But ecstasy is the rave thing. I don't know. I don't go to raves either.
I thought
Anyway.
ecstasy was made you feel good as opposed to like, which is the cocaine thing, right?
You would know cocaine.
I would, because of all the cocaine I do. Don't you understand? Jimmy Van just ships it to us. It's that pure Canadian white, you know.
We heard the
It's
most
just
demonetized episode.
Come on, YouTube bots. It's all context. YouTube bots understand context, right?
They sure do. No, I think I was going through all the settings on my White Girl Light because I think I put like a timer thing on it, so now it's all fixed.
That could be it. That could be it.
Could be the Coke talking. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So we got our first Global Heritage Invitational match. Now, the Global Heritage Invitational is their NXT one. That is what they should be calling it, but they're not. It's a round robin tournament, 2 groups, Group A and Group B. So 8 guys in total. Each guy faces 3 others in their group. Winner of each group faces each other on my birthday, September 26th. And then the winner of that match goes on to face Noam Dar at No Mercy on September 30th in Bakersfield, California. Lovely, drought-stricken Bakersfield, California. Gorgeous. So the Group A is loaded. Group A has Pete Dunne, Butch, Tyler Bate, Axiom, and who's the Charlie Dempsey.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Charlie Dempsey will not be picking up a lot of victories in this particular group, unfortunately.
That is correct.
But it is kind of funny to watch William Regal's actual son face William Regal's bastard child. I always said that the absolute best angle they could have run for Pete Dunne in NXT was that he was actually William Regal's kid that William Regal didn't know about. And he was just in NXT to like try and find his dad that he hated. And he's like, "You're my son. Then I shall make you champion." Like that'll be a really cool thing. They did that. But anyway, they did that. And Group B features Joe Coffey, Nathan Frazer, who is obviously winning Group B, Akira Tozawa down for the main roster, and Duke Hudson. So remember later that I said obviously winning Group B, because he is obviously winning Group B, and yet they do the thing they always do, which is now we gotta watch now we know everything. Because when they book the way they do in tournaments, we know what's going to happen and stuff like this. So the first match in Group A we get to watch is Pete Dunne versus Charlie Dempsey. It's really fun. Noam Dar and the Metaphor have taken over the have taken over the Toxic Lounge.
And they've made it meta.
And this was a lot of fun. awesome to see Pete Dunne back in where he came from, doing Pete Dunne stuff. They're still calling him Butch. It's too much to ask.
He was Pete Dunne tonight.
But he was Pete Dunne tonight. He was. Yeah.
Alex, this whole match warms me. It's so good to see Pete Dunne back in Pete Dunne mode and Pete Dunne gear and Pete Dunne Luke. It just felt right. And I feel like this is the right call. And I feel like because I'm the only one here that's not on drugs, I should have the prevailing opinion about such a thing. And I just loved it. There was a lot of really, really good stuff in here. Like, one thing that I feel like everybody knows Pete Dunne is great. We're all on the same page about that, realistically. Okay, he's the best. But one thing he doesn't get enough credit for, I feel like, is his style is so conducive to controlling the pacing of a match. And with younger talent, that's something that comes in really, really valuable because if you're doing joint manipulation and locking stuff in, like, you can really slow things down, but do so organically. And then when you're doing the rest of it, you can go 1,000,000 miles an hour. You can go kind of at an average pace. So it's just a really valuable style to control the pace of a match, which I feel like is something that greener talent, and Charlie Dempsey is really good. So he might have graduated kind of past this point, but I feel like that can often be something I see as a recurring struggle for people that are kind of like coming through NXT is they're either 1,000,000 miles an hour or they're either real slow because they're trying to take it plot point by plot point. Having someone as fluid as Pete Dunne in there just makes everything so great. But this was a blast. I loved this. I loved seeing Pete Dunne in action. I would like for him to be called Pete Dunne. And I'd like for him to be able to get reps in this way. Like, they've gone a really far direction from when he was Scrappy Doo. I'm very thankful for that. But like,
yeah.
I really liked on Raw that we got some really long matches yesterday, and I'm like, I want to see Pete Dunne in really long matches. Like, let's do that.
Yeah. This was good. So it does seem rather obvious to me that Tyler Bate will win Group A, Nathan Frazer will win Group B. They will face each other for the right to face Noam Dar. I do not know who will win that match yet. They probably will make it obvious through their storytelling foolishness over the next few weeks. But as of right now, I don't know who's winning that match. But I'm fairly certain that we're getting that because those are the only people who were circling the Heritage Cup before all this started. I would love to see, if you're going to do a tournament like this, maybe 6 out of the 8 guys were people who were possible to win it simply because you've mentioned them in the same sentence with the Heritage Cup at some point in the past couple of months. And that's not the case here. So while we're going to get great matches, the matches are going to be great. I don't love the idea of going, that guy's winning the group, that guy's winning the group, and knowing it with an absolute degree of certainty, especially when they book the first match for one of those guys the way they did tonight, because then it takes all fun out of watching the rest of the time for me.
I am excited about a slate of banger matches. So
yes,
it'll be hard to negate my enthusiasm for it. It is more fun when it's not predictable. It is more fun when it's not predictable, but there are when it is predictable, but there's at least seeds of doubt. We're going to have neither of those. Yep. But if these matches get real time, I'm not going to be mad about it. Like, I really do feel like that final is great. And maybe they do. Maybe they do swerve us. Like, I would much rather them been on the same side of a semifinal and one of them graduate to beat somebody else so that there is more intrigue there. Is somebody going to cost the other guy? Like, that would be a more preferred way for that to unfold and for me. But this is their first ever NXT one. So, by the time they get to the 33rd one, they'll be booking Naito and Okada. Yeah, they'll get
Yeah. Alpha Bill says supposedly there is a Blackpool in the U.S. somewhere. The funny thing is that Charlie Dempsey was actually born in England, but like grew up in the States. So he's American.
Oh, what? And Timothy Thatcher is not from England?
Listen, like Charlie Dempsey is as British as an American has ever been, except for that Tim, except for Tim Thatcher. Yeah. So Luis says Noam Dar, Drew Gulak, Regal's son, and Pete Dunne in the same segment. This is my kind of graps. Also, whenever Bate versus Dunne 4 happens, that is the main event of that episode. No question. Watch it not be.
It might not be because this is technically mid-card. And even though it should feel big, it is like a mid-card championship. Is it a championship? Even though it's not a belt? Like it is, I guess.
Yeah. The Heritage Cup Championship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a cup. It's just a cup. Hold on. It's just an awkwardly sized table.
It's just an awkwardly sized table.
Just an awkwardly sized table.
Couldn't help but notice it was white. So, well played.
Yeah. There you go.
To draw all the lines on. I'm very excited about this. It's also just such a nice thing in wrestling programming to have something specialized. I won't harp on that because I talked about it a couple weeks already, but like I would love if they had something like this on Raw or SmackDown, especially Raw because of that 3-hour stretch. Raw last night was actually pretty good. I was not mad about it, especially considering we were reviewing it on the main. That was really refreshing to have some nice things to say about it. But it does, to have this thing that feels specialized and different would really break up a 3-hour block of wrestling quite nicely, I feel like. So I encourage things like this because I like them, and every wrestling card in the world should be booked to my taste.
Right. Exactly. Ilya Dragunov came out resplendent in eggshell and beige. And he cut a promo about how he got past Strick last week, and now he wants another shot at Mello, but then he got interrupted by Noam Dar, who talks some trash to him. Like, I will come up there in my turtleneck sweater. Don't make me take off my sport coat, because underneath the sport coat lurks a turtleneck sweater, and underneath that is a coiled spring of Mad Dragon. And Noam's like, "What are you talking about? Come up here. That's dumb." How about next week? It'll be you, the Mad Dragon, versus me, Ora Mensa. I'll do it. Which is obviously a Noam Dar tactic, but Ora Mensa volunteered to be murdered, which is a nice
loyalty.
tribute to that's loyalty.
That is.
So this was a lot of fun because the Noam Dar and his buddies were Statler and Waldorfing all over the place, and it was great. And this was great. I like this a lot.
I said out loud watching this, I love wrestling because I'm watching Ilya Dragunov, dapper as hell in his turtleneck in Florida, but it works for some reason.
Yep.
And his dramatic ass menacing delivery. And then I'm watching Noam Dar in his little pigtails with his metaphor and his raven's nest. And I was like, what's amazing is this somehow works perfectly. And we're going to get to that match someday, and I'm going to be very excited for it.
Right.
Yes, please give me Ilya Dragunov versus Noam Dar. Feels like we've really headed in a direction of more screen time for extremely high quality wrestlers.
Which I'll never complain about.
No, but we will complain about everything else as this is
right. Everything else.
Yeah.
I'll complain so much about everything else.
So much.
But
It's sour glass.
Yeah. As Will Chisholm says, the reason why I love Alex is because I feel like if I was back in college and I got an A on a test, you would say, "What? No A plus?" And that is how I view NXT. It's true. I want things to be perfect according to my tastes.
Now send in a super chat about why you love me.
Yeah, Will. Come on.
Why do you hate me? I can go. Listen, I have girl brain and I can pull it out at any time. Okay? I choose not to. I choose it for the side of good, but I can be petty and pull girl brain out to make you feel bad. Why didn't you send in chats about all the great things about me?
Allie says we love Kate because she's so pretty and smart and talented and funny.
Well, thank you. But you have to. It's more effective when you put money behind it.
Give me money and tell me I'm good.
Yes.
So Von Wagner. Hey there, Brownie boy. Did you say Brownie boy? No, you said Brawny boy, but because you are you, every time you say brown, it sounds like brown. Brown. Hey, Brown Baker. Brown Breaker. Brownie boy. Brown. Come Tuesday, I'm gonna table you. Yes, we're gonna get a no disqualification match between Braun Breaker and Von Wagner. And I'm okay with that happening. If it just means that he gets called up. Please just put Braun Breaker on the main roster. Let him
come on,
dudes.
let's go. Let's go.
Christ.
Let's move it along with this.
Yeah.
But you know what, Alex?
Yeah.
I'm glad that these guys can come Tuesday, because not every guy can come Tuesday, okay? You're trying to stable.
Some guys can't do Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
I know. Or Saturday or Sunday or Monday.
But Monday's a stretch for some guys.
It's true. It's Friday, I'm in love. Can you make love? I don't know. But if you're trying to get someone tabled and you can't come Tuesday, you're going to need some help.
Is your sex life stuck in developmental? Well, get ready for a call up with BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL. Same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but how about this? No awkward in-person visits, no trips to the pharmacy. It's shipped straight to your door in a discreet package. But let me tell you, your package is not going to be discreet when you use Blue Chew, and the code FIGHTFUL helps to give you that confidence, that performance to take you straight to the main event, if you know what I'm saying. When approved online by one of our physicians, it just arrives straight to your door. You're not going to have people nosing around with what you're doing, and right now you get your first shipment free when you use the code FIGHTFUL. Go straight to the top, if you know what I mean. Memorable performance, high spot, whatever other innuendos you can think of, BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL.
Your mailman won't be nosing around.
There you go.
Just saying. Put the context clues together.
Frank Ryan says, Vaughn said come Tuesday. He did. He did say that.
He did. Ergo.
He did say, yeah.
We had a nice segue.
Right. Matthew Hook says, we love you, Kate. I support women. LFG.
Thank you.
And Lieutenant Photo said, she spoke at a conference.
I did speak.
Which makes you? There you go.
A professional.
A professional.
I'm a professional.
So Von Wagner challenged Braun Breaker, and then Baron Corbin is berating some guy in a headset that's half his size about what? I have no idea. Couldn't possibly care less. But then Braun Breaker comes up wearing a shirt that says best spear in the business. And while I am also of that opinion, I feel like you could have done a little bit better with your shirt design because you just got some iron-on letters. I think he might be just making fun of Von's I'm going to table you or whatever shirt.
I am very sad that I didn't save our Blue Chew read for that.
Yeah.
I feel like come Tuesday was too much of a layup, and best spear in the business I could have done some really great work with. I don't think he's going to be wearing this t-shirt next week.
It's true.
I don't think you're going to be going to www.shop.com and buying this. I'll put it that way. Like this it did feel more homemade.
Uh-huh.
But Team Braun forever. This feud is a complete waste of his time.
Yeah.
Let's move along. Let's move up to the main roster.
Yeah. Moving on up to the Raw side or the SmackDown side. I really don't care.
Sitcom theme right there. Nailed it.
It's good. I did like him being like, listen, if you try and get involved with my match next week, it'll be the end of days for you. And Baron Corbin just laughing. Like, really? Okay. Which to me is how every veteran should treat when a young person tries to do in their group tries to say something to get a rise out of them. Just laugh about it. Maybe don't have a fight about it. That's my thing.
I mean, it's good to see him in good spirits after all of his boats got set on fire. It's just nice to know. And yeah, I'm willing to see where this goes. I don't know what we're doing with Baron Corbin. Like, I actually feel like it's been really good and he's been doing productive work, but it's also like, okay, came back down, felt like a big deal. We could throw him in like a real title picture feud, or what are we doing? So, yeah. But he doesn't like. We can take time to get there, but this is fine. I'm okay with this.
What we're doing is a triple threat between Corbin and Von Wagner and Braun Breaker at No Mercy.
Right. But 2/3 of that's going to be great.
Right. Where Von Wagner will likely pin Baron Corbin to protect Braun, and Braun hopefully will move up to the main roster.
I can't live in a world where we get both. It's too conflicting. I can live in a world where we get Baron Corbin and where we get Von Wagner beating him, but that can't be the same world where I get Ilya Dragunov and Noam Dar. It's too conflicting. How do I have heaven and hell?
I don't know.
On Tuesday night television.
Yeah.
I'm back.
That's good. Honestly, it'd be kind of fun if we did a whole show like that. Where you were John Cena. It'd be funny.
The champ is gone.
It's not
I mean, we did a show as mops. It wouldn't be the weirdest thing we ever did.
It would no.
Not even in the top 10.
Not even close. Not even close. Okay, here we go.
Do you want me to read some puns since you are ill?
I mean, you could. You could read some puns. I was going to read the puns right now, but you could read the puns.
Do you want me to since you're not feeling well?
You could read some puns.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I just like this from Alpha Bill where he said, "Here's some money to Alex's powder fund." That made me laugh. But we're going into the puns. Me Norma is saying, "Sup, partners? It pains me that AEW morale is glass half full, even though the sour has runneth over. Now the all-out shard is subject to change." I'll say this: there's more behind the paywall, but there was some morale is at the very least mixed. There was some good momentum coming out of the pay-per-view despite the drama. Dave Berman saying, "Whiskey, India, November, Delta, Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Windshield. Dun 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 dun." Dustin Holcomb saying, "Glass at the castle, clash at the glassel." Ah, screw it. Glass at the glassel. Very good.
Glass at the glassel. There you go.
In Glasgow. What? Me Norma saying, "Sup partners in the Sour Glass Society." Well, thank you. Sup partner, back at you. Eddie Kingston continues to rule the world. True Infamous saying, "Houston Glastros." Well, I appreciate that. I hope they shatter like glass because my Yankees are pathetic. True Infamous also saying, "Broke glass Baron Corbin." That's quite good. Ronald Hollick saying, "Jagged edge." Very nice on the stream. One LT photo. Thank you for your service. Saying, "Scorpio Skylight." Chris Pereira with Scott Steiner. Kim Gray with Glassy Freddie Blassie. We got a couple of those. Justin Holcomb with that as well. One LT photo with Pyrex Caliber.
Pyrex Caliber is very, very good. Yeah, very, very good.
Ronald Hollick also with Windax Harwood. Very good. And Glass Wheeler. Excellent. Justin Holcomb saying, "Here comes the window pane." True Infamous saying, "Mirror Row," which I like a lot. Dave Berman with Naked Obsidian. Louisville with Tempered Team 2000.
Oh,
my God,
for you. So
Always for me. One LT photo with the Redeemer mirror. Jesse Ozog with The Rock might call Punk a real candy glass. Very well done. One LT photo with Don Chalice. True Infamous with will glass-topped coffins become the newest trend? It remains to be seen.
Remains. Get
also
it?
with
To
remains.
be seen. To be seen.
Also with fixing broken windows is a pain in the glass. You bet it is. Couple more. What else? Photo with buckshot glass lariat. Very nice. And T-Electric Mayhem with the Luchador super glassy. Very nice.
Yep.
And I will just leave this here. We have a Ricky Rainbow request for later, so stick around, Steve Scales.
Yeah. There you go.
We can dive back in now.
Yeah. Earlier, the Street Profits were talking to Tony D and Stacks. There was a brawl that erupted in the women's locker room. Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez brawling with Kelani Jordan and Dana Brooke. And I thought that meant they were going to cancel their match for later. I guess we can't keep them. We'll have to do it next week. But they actually did the match, unfortunately. Right. So the match is the match. Lola Vice's kicks look really good. Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice, I think, have a future as a real tag team. That's good. Kelani Jordan and Dana Brooke do not. So Dana Brooke gets thrown to the outside, like into the stairs or something, which allows them to double team Kelani Jordan to get the victory. And then Dana Brooke says, "Okay, so act like crazy angry, and just like the worst, the most toddler way possible. Like ask a toddler how to act crazy angry, and this is what we would get. She's she's banging her hands on the apron. She's pulling her hair out very dramatically like this. She's screaming, no, and I don't really think any of this is helping anybody.
I feel like Dana Brooke's character is I hate doing this, but I have to because it's too good of a comparison, is the non-comedic version of Toni Storm's current character.
Oh my God.
It's a little bit on the nose, and I don't even have anything up mine. So it is like if Toni Storm had no control over this starlet thing that she's doing so well over there. I feel like Baron Corbin coming back has been the most clarifying return we've seen to NXT in a while. Like, he came back with an actual vision that's being followed through on. Mustafa Ali, I feel like, is one of the best wrestlers in the world, so I'm never going to complain about it. And even though his booking's been a little bit weirder, it's still really productive. Dana Brooke coming down, I'm not sure what we're doing here. And it's unfortunate. I hate to be negative about someone's overall work. I love being negative about creative. My God, it's what we do here, Alex. It's our God. Yeah. This is the proper country. Okay, it's my God-given right to complain about creative, but it is tough when, especially someone coming down from the main roster. It's like, this just isn't working, and they haven't really found the footing with it. She came down. She lost a bunch. She wore cat ears. She found her dark side, but she's coaching someone who has more wins than her. It's just, the creative isn't good, and the booking doesn't support the bad creative, which just makes this a big mess. And unfortunately, I feel like Dana has a very specific and small wheelhouse that she thrives in, and pretty much everything she's been doing since she's gone back down has been outside of that wheelhouse, both in the ring wise and character wise.
Yep. Yes.
This was not very good.
No, was not.
Which stinks.
So I don't know if she's gonna now feud with Kelani because Kelani lost the match, or what is coming out of this. But
that's kind of my problem with this all is I actually really like the coach student story. I love that story when it's done well, but coach has lost more than the student from the get. So it doesn't, they've never been in control of that. And Kelani hasn't learned anything from Dana because Dana said, go to your dark side, and then threw a temper tantrum like a toddler and were cattier. So I love the archetype that they're going for, but they just haven't filled in the lines at all with anything that makes sense here.
Yeah. Will Chisholm has praise for you. You give me praise.
Oh.
So he's got praise for you. Kate, I love how passionate you are, not just for wrestling, but other causes in life. As a black man, I'm glad you are a real ally.
Well,
P.S. You're a white girl who don't use that white girl in your noise.
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you for sending that in after I guilt tripped you. So maybe I do use some of that white girl noise in my broadcast. But yeah, I have no patience for people that think wrestling isn't for everyone. It's beyond silly at this point to think that about any art form, much less professional wrestling.
Yeah. So now Louise saying that Tony Storm's gimmick is more Frankenstein's bride than 2004 Catwoman, though. True. Hayes. So Carmelo Hayes goes to see Trick. Trick was also okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do this. So he was watching clips, I guess, from last night, Raw in Memphis, where they were chanting "Whoop that trick."
Yes.
He's like, they're chanting "Whoop that trick" in Memphis. Look how over I am. They were chanting that in Memphis long before you were even a thing. So the idea that you would correlate you being over with them chanting "Whoop that trick" in Memphis, where the chant originated, is very odd that they would have that. Also, they chant "Whoop that trick" when you are in the ring. They also chant it when and somebody they don't like, is getting their ass beat on Raw, because they're chanting about the trick that is getting whooped, as opposed to they're chanting for you, whoop that, comma, trick. And I feel like they need to add the comma in the chant, otherwise it doesn't actually get across. Whoop that, trick, whoop that, trick. Gotta pause it there, otherwise it's not actually coming across. Otherwise, it feels like people are asking for you to be whooped, you know. So
Alex, I rarely tell you to thwart your hypercriticism.
I know.
But calm down. This is just perfectly fine.
I know. It's yeah.
Let him watch clips and think it's about him. Just let him live in his naive little bubble.
Yes.
And just let him enjoy it.
Yes.
There's so few things in this world that bring us genuine
here we
joy.
Go. Jesse says I'm correct. And Jesse knows all about grammar.
I'm not saying you're not correct.
Commas save lives, Kate. Commas save lives.
At no point did I say you were incorrect. Okay. I'm just saying, just let him enjoy his wrongness.
Oh, there we go. Here we go. Whoop that comma trick. Whoop that comma trick.
I won't stand for this.
Okay. We did get Carmelo like just keeping on asking Trick if Trick thinks that that Carmelo can beat Dragunov without Dragunov accidentally headbutting a title belt. And Trick first says, I think you can. Well, that's not good enough. Tell me I can beat him. I don't think. Well, that's it. I'm leaving. And then he leaves. And Trick goes, I don't think you can. I know you can.
Okay, so good and bad here. Carmelo's not like the need reassurance type, right? Like, it's like, you didn't text me more than 12 times yesterday, stuff. Like, that's not how Carmelo feels to me. He's extremely confident. However, I really do like a couple of things. One, heavy-handed as this all was, and not like the best executed, I love the continuation of their friendship in this way. Like, he's still leaning on Trick for confidence with it himself, even though he doesn't need his sidekick there for every match. Like, I actually really, really like that they're continuing the vulnerability, because it's going to make the eventual turn great. I don't want that to come next week or the week after. I want that to be like 6 months from now, but it's going to make it really good if they continue their friendship and these guys know every weakness that they're thinking about is going to be something that could be really powerful and well done. The other thing that I like about this is, well, I also didn't love the ending that Ilya Dragunov accidentally headbutted the title. That was stupid. They've paid it off a couple times now. So a lot of times when we have those complaints, they do nothing with it. And so those complaints are magnified. I didn't love that booking, but at least it's coming into play here over and over again. And also, Ilya Dragunov is someone that Carmelo Hayes should be worried about. If they were doing this with Von Wagner, I'd be like, why is the champion, who had an extremely successful title reign before this and whose character is a confident guy, doubting himself against someone like Von Wagner? But Ilya, you should be scared of, and you should be doubting yourself. So some good in here, some bad. The drama of I know you can is too much. Cheesy as hell. But I like what they were attempting here, at least, and some of it came across well. And Carmelo's great in these segments, man. Like, he played it extremely well.
Yeah. Will Chisholm says, remember when Bobby Lashley had taken Dyjak and Carmelo on SmackDown? I think they keep that going with the teasing of them maybe joining Bobby's faction. Just a thought. Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that's a really great way to introduce them to the main roster if you're going to do it in a way that's slow playing it. I don't think you need to with Carmelo. I think he can show up immediately and be a top guy for the U.S. title by himself. But if you say we want to like slowly introduce you to him, and in 6 months you're gonna be like, hey, I really think that guy's got something. I don't agree with that approach, but if that's how you're going to do it, then that's a good way to doing it as well.
No, because Cedric and Shelton deserve better.
Well, yes, but they're not going to get it.
No, but I also agree with you. I'm actually way more interested in the idea of Carmelo versus Bobby Lashley than him joining him, because I think they're like the way Lashley works and moves and the way Carmelo works and moves. Oh, that could be really, really, really fun. And Carmelo against Dawkins and Ford, either together or separate. Like, there's a whole bunch of permutations in there that I think could be really fun. But I think Carmelo's best strength is how well-rounded he is, and I don't think you need to usher him into a faction. I don't hate the idea. I just don't think he needs it, and you should save those spots for people who do need it, probably.
Yeah. So we got DIJAK and Eddie Thorpe, which is a really good hard-hitting match. DIJAK eventually took off his belt and was trying to use it as to wrap it around and use the belt buckle. And it was thwarted once, but then ended up on the other side of the ring, got it back, and punched Eddie, got the victory that way. So this is what we're going to do. Not 50-50 booking them, but have Eddie feel like, I know I could beat him. I know I could beat him. I know I could beat him. And eventually he does. That'll be fun to watch because these two guys work very well together.
Yes, I was going to say at least the losses have point to them. Like, they're coming into play, I feel like. I love watching these two work, man. I feel like their chemistry is so good. I feel like DIJAK feels like he can lay in some stuff on Eddie Thorpe because Eddie Thorpe lays in his. And when you're a guy of DIJAK's stature, especially in somewhere like NXT, I feel like there's something special when you can kind of kick it up a notch in that way. So I really, really, really think that they just have whatever that extra chemistry is. It's really, really fun to watch them work. And DIJAK is just so versatile. Like, he knows how to use what he's best at against anybody. And it's really, really good stuff. And I love to see that. It does make me hope that he gets a bigger payoff than like where he's at now. I'm not like itching for it. It doesn't need to be tomorrow, but like, he's too badass and intimidating of a figure to not be like headed somewhere. You know what I mean? So. Oh no, Alex, are you muted? You're muted.
Whoop That Trick is a song off the
Yeah.
movie Hustle and Flow, starring Terrence Howard doing a bad Memphis accent, and I'm from Memphis, says Wiz Prism. P.S. The way they're channeling it is how the song goes. In theory, they are right. Yes, exactly. Except for when the person you are cheering for is named Trick. That's all I'm saying. Well, and I know all this. I saw Hustle and Flow in the theaters in 2004. It's a very good movie. Yes, the accent is bad, but I thought otherwise a good performance by Terrence Howard. They chant it at all the Memphis Grizzlies games because it is a song from the movie about Memphis. All of this stuff, totally on board with, except when chanting it in favor of a person named Trick, because then you are chanting for Trick to be whooped. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
It could be whoop that space dash space like hyphen Trick exclamation point.
Yes, it could be. It's true. I believe it was Angel Garza who tweeted out a picture of the NXT logo with some claw marks over it, and then he just this like question ... question mark thinky face, and I was like, oh my god, the NXT parking lot is dangerous enough. Oh, they got werewolves.
Oh no, I didn't even consider werewolves. Maybe they're on cocaine too.
They could be cocaine werewolves. So what we get is another vignette where Angel Garza wakes up with claw marks, deep gashes on his chest, and blood. And then there's a knock at the door, and it's Humberto. He's also got gashes on his chest. And I had a dream about Grandpa. So did I. I woke up like this. I rarely dream about my grandpa, but when I do, I don't tear at my flesh. So we'll see.
Is this from The Hangover? When
Could
they
be.
take Mike Tyson's tiger and lock it in the bathroom?
Could be.
This is very weird. I did not know he tweeted it. I just wanted to look up the tweet. What?
It's a reference to their either father or grandfather's stable, Perez del Mal. Okay. So if they're gonna come back and like reinvent that,
that's cool.
That's cool.
I just didn't know that, so that's cool.
Right. I'm assuming they're gonna tell you that next week when they return. They're no longer Los Lotharios. They did say this. They went to their t-shirt drawer, pulled out a Los Lotharios t-shirt. By the way, I didn't even know they made those. And they're like, we need to start from scratch.
Scratch?
Get it?
Because of the claws?
Because of the claws.
They got scratches.
We need to start from scratch.
11 out of 10 pun. Excellent.
Yeah. So I guess they tear the shirt apart. So we're definitely gonna get them reinvented in some way. Luis knows all about this thing. He'll I'm sure he'll
because
tell
Luis is better than us. Okay,
right.
He is. Right. He's the GOAT. But yeah, I'll get a lesson from Luis. I didn't know that, so it just kind of felt like, why did these guys get mauled by a bear in their sleep? But I'm looking forward. I think they're both great performers, and it doesn't seem like they're splitting up, which was my initial concern, because I think both of them, same as the Jacksons. I might have already made this comparison. I'm sorry if I did. Like, they both have the thing that the other guy's missing. So, like, keep them together because they supplement each other very, very well. So, I am glad that they are not star-crossed lovers who are split, and that they are, in fact, going back to this. A little bit of a weird way to get there, but I'll take it. And I'm excited to see what they do. I love things that are in tribute to family members for the most part.
Yes,
good
that's
stuff.
Cool. So there was they replayed the Bray Wyatt tribute. It is heartbreaking every time I see it. I think it's a beautiful tribute, and I've seen it 3 times, and every time it makes me sad. Please stop playing it.
Yeah, I think you did it once per brand now.
Yeah,
like,
I think that's good. We're good. So
it's an unbelievable. I said this yesterday on the main of just like, I think it's incredible that these video teams can pull together these packages under such short notice and make us feel all the things that we felt while these people were performing in such a short amount of time. And what goes into these tribute shows is unbelievable. Like, you're coordinating an entire grieving staff of people. You're trying to deliver something that moves your current product forward while also paying tribute to someone. Like, it's incredible. I hope they put Bray in the Hall of Fame. Like, he was headed there anyway. He was such a landmark performer. So it's it's a tough one to watch 1, 2, 3, 700 times. Rest in peace, Wyndham. And man, crazy to think he started as Husky Harris, right? In NXT and evolved into the force that he did. Just crazy.
True Infamous 73 says Mansoir, no, Glace d'Or.
Oh, I miss those guys.
And then Marseille is Glace.
That's very good. I miss them.
With all the little dealies too, with like the little whatever that is, where like the C has
you went out of your way with all the
when the C has a little goatee underneath it, like little
the goatee.
I love that. The goatee.
Yeah.
And then True Infamous also says Broken Glass Hardy. So earlier tonight we had whatever her name is, Mackenzie, interviewing Dragon Lee. And he's asking if he thinks after he pinned Dom last week, should he get a shot at the title? Says, of course I should. And then Mustafa Ali walks over, not wearing a suit again. They dumped that angle after 1 week, and I'm angry about it. But he says, hey, man, it's cool that you pinned him and everything, but you had your one-on-one shot with him, and you lost. So I haven't, so I think I should get a shot. All I want, really, is for that interloper, that outsider, to get out of NXT. And obviously, guys like you and I, people who bleed NXT, people who've been here forever. I was like,
so good.
Okay, that was probably. Oh, that's funny. But he thinks he should have a shot by one.
Well, he should. He was owed it like 2 champions ago.
That's true.
I'm bummed. I'm bummed that it feels like they went in a completely different direction. I'm bummed that all my co-hosts have a drug problem. Just bummed. But I will say there's never been a version of Mustafa Ali that I haven't just loved the work of. Sure. All of them, even though short-lived, like Positive Ali was so great. So whatever he ends up doing, I'm going to love it because he's just one of the best wrestlers in the world. And I just wish he was able to do what it seems like he's wanted to do for a really long time. It bums me out when artists don't have the leash to do what they want.
Right. So the conceit here is that Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio, who are at a live event somewhere, saw this earlier thing, and well, we got to react to that. So we're going to tape something and email it in to the producers of NXT, and then they'll put it on the air because that's the only way this could have happened. But anyway, so that didn't happen. Anyway, so we get them backstage live event saying, "Hey, you guys each want a match." Well, it doesn't matter because nobody's going to beat my Latino Heat. But how about this? You guys want the match? Fine. Next week, you guys face each other for the right to face Dominic at No Mercy. And I was like, oh, thank God. It's everything I wanted. Mustafa Ali versus Dragon Lee. There's nothing that could possibly ruin this match and make it impossible to watch and impossible not to hate. And then one finger on the monkey's paw curled. You get your Dragon Lee versus Mustafa Ali match, the monkey paw said. but Dominic Mysterio is going to be the referee. Am I okay?
I don't understand why he would be, because he doesn't have a vested interest of either of these. On top of the fact that refereeing is probably one of the most underrated, difficult things to do in the world, and he is. I wouldn't say timing is his strong suit. I'll put it that way. Nor is like in-ring delivery and expression. So what I appreciated about this segment was that Dominic said like 2 sentences, and that's my preference: is that he not wrestle or barely talks. I also don't think Dominic and Rhea look like bullies for not understanding how lucha masks work. When Dominic grew up with Rey Mysterio, you just look dumb. This didn't come across as like, ha ha ha, you and your, whatever she called him, like making fun of his lucha mask. I was like, no, you just look stupid. You don't look like a playground bully. You just look dumb.
Yep. So Dominic will probably do something stupid that will make it another triple threat.
Of course.
And Mustafa Ali still won't get his one-on-one match. And I hope that the way they're doing that is so that eventually he will get his one-on-one match. And the story is that when he finally does, he will win it. But they're having him lean so hard in this weird, like, selfish behavior stuff that I feel like that's not the right kind of babyface they want to take the title off of him. So there you go.
Just give Mustafa Ali a freaking title.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, NXT Global Heritage Invitational Group B, Nathan Frazer versus Joe Coffey. Very good match. Nathan Frazer lost clean. Went for a Phoenix Splash, missed, rolled away, ran back over, got discus lariated. All the best for the bells. Joe Coffey, who is a former NXT champion contender, if he didn't actually win the belt at some point, NXT UK champion contender. So he's a good competitor. He lays in a hell of a lariat and beats Nathan Frazer. So
he does.
Now he's up 2-0 in Group B. And Nathan Frazer has 0 points and only 2 more matches to overtake Joe Coffey, which means he's got to win both of those 2 matches. It's Akira Tozawa and Duke Hudson. I'm not worried about him winning those matches. But now you got to book around Joe Coffey somehow winding up with less than 4 points.
Yeah, so that's the other piece of it, is that he has to lose now too. So I don't know. Because who are you building out for Joe Coffey without the rest of Gallus? That's my thing. But we'll have to wait and see.
So when you book this match first and have Nathan Frazer lose it, you immediately tell me, because we all know he's in the final,
of course,
that he is going to win the next 2 matches. And we all know that Joe Coffey's got to lose or at least tie. We got to lose 1 and tie 1. And the way you do that probably is have him underestimate Akira Tozawa and lose to Akira Tozawa.
You don't think Duke Hudson?
No. I think he might tie Duke Hudson. Because the story is Joe Coffey struts into the final thing. All he's got to do is beat Akira Tozawa. Look how small he is. I get a bail, and then he loses somehow. That's probably the story they'll run. Unfortunately,
and with Duke Hudson, seems like we're splitting up some Chase U things.
It does. seem like that.
Maybe Harlem Bravado will just come in. Mr. Chase will lose the title. Now, when I do my Joe Coffey impression and I put my hair in front of my face like this, it's great.
Yeah.
It also makes it very difficult to get out of from the bang perspective.
Oh, yeah. That must be tough.
It's just so much pressure because my bangs are so legendary.
But think about the sacrifices that you're making for the people.
I know. This is why I'm a professional.
Right, yeah. So,
middle of the show break reminder. Get into your super chats and your humper chats and go to FightfulSelect.com to subscribe. You know why? Not only for the drama that Sean has a beat on, but because, Alex, what do the great people get for their parting gift at FightfulSelect.com when there's pay-per-views?
Us. And there's 2 of them this weekend.
There's 2 this weekend. This is 4. I don't know why I did that. There's 2. You're going to have All Out and you're going to have Payback, which means you're going to have me and Alex doing post shows. Very glad it's a holiday weekend so that on Monday we can rest. Okay? Yeah. Especially with you being sick coming down the home stretch. So send in your super chats and send in your humper chats so that Alex can afford Echinacea to get through the weekend. Okay? You're going to want to go to Fightful Select.
I took some. It broke right through it.
Trying to sell the product here, okay, man?
The virus broke right through the Echinacea like Brutus and a bunch of schism members. That's what it looked like today.
I'm trying to sell super chats and humper chats.
Listen. Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Send them in to heal Alex. Also, leave a thumbs up because if there's anything that heals Alex, it's positivity, clearly.
Oh, yes. I love positivity.
The power of it, as the New Day tells us.
Right.
Head over to FightfulSelect.com and subscribe. There's going to be literally so much more news coming out of all that.
Yep.
All Out and Payback.
Right.
Lots going on the old Fightful Select.
Yeah. So, Thea isn't in class as Andre Chase explains the rules of the NXG1. And then she shows up after class is over. And she's like, is that a crime? And she's like, well, but I have plans. And the plans are with JC Jane, so JC is going to turn her to the betch side. We're all going to be betches.
Okay, so I don't love like angsty teenager character, but I kind of love angsty teenager character if you're literally being an angsty teenager. Like, I don't love you being like a whiny nerd or whatever, but I like you literally cutting class. Like, I like that way better than I thought I was because they are at least putting it in like the university school context. So I liked this more than I thought I would. I still don't love it, but I also like that Duke Hudson is back in the story. So he's trying to play pacifier here of like, she only skipped one. It was an important one. Like him being stuck in the middle again, I think is good because I want him to have some shine in this promotion, darn it.
Yep. NXT Anonymous videotapes Horse Girl talking to Young Lion, and I'm very surprised the lion did not eat the horse. This is a dumb joke.
No, it's not. It's so good.
So
it's because it's a horse lawyer. They got out ahead of it.
That's right. He filed a restraining order against the lion, so he could not eat the horse. So they need Double Vested the Beach need a third guy to join them to fight Charlie Dempsey, Drew Gulak, and Damon Kemp. And he's going to switch sides and go over and be on Team Double Vested Beach. Because he's really excited for having a match on NXT TV.
I just felt like this didn't need to be set up through NXT Anonymous.
I didn't.
I'm not into the NXT Anonymous gimmick.
Yeah. Chris Pereira says JC and Thea is like when Stephanie was laid down the wrong path by Gia on Full House.
Oh my God, they're gonna be smoking in the bathroom in no time and wearing leather.
I know.
Crazy.
You're not showing your age. You're showing my age. And yeah, I remember that. That was a very special episode.
That was a very special episode. There was a
Alphabet
lot of teachable moments.
Alpha Bill says Andre Chase deserves the nut punch for calling Australian treasure Duke Hudson a New Zealander.
At least call him a Kiwi.
Yeah. Cocoa B Glassware.
That's very good.
Yeah.
And half of my other favorite tag team that is not Tecto Team 2000, High Energy, because I got very upset about Frankie the Macaw's death in a house fire one week.
Yeah.
It made me very sad.
Very sad. There's a Wesley Instagram promo. He's out in the desert. Just being like, hey, I know I lost, but I'll be back eventually.
He's really good at promos.
He is.
Especially these taped ones. The go home segment was great the other day, but I loved him being like, I'm done with you for now. I lost to myself. That's a good way to say, I'm moving on from the feud.
Yeah.
Good shit.
We're not done yet. I'll come back for you when the time is right or whatever.
Very natural. Just good. Just good.
They promoted Dabba-Kato versus Tyler Bate for this week, and then they moved it, but it was good they moved it so that we could see Tyler Bate run down his everybody, including Butch. Now, there are those who might not know this, but he and I go way back. He's been a good friend and perhaps my greatest enemy. So I'm looking forward to fighting him. But all of that is aside because Dabba-Kato, I'm going to beat you up next week. So yeah, we'll that'll be good.
The British Indies have always been it, man. I don't know what to tell you. Go back and watch some of their old matches. There's some really fantastic stuff out there between the two of them. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne all day, please. Dabba-Kato. Don't know, don't care. What are you doing here? Not interested.
Tyler Bate can't win Group A until he beats Dabba-Kato.
Which is
I have a feeling he will beat Dabba-Kato. Dabba-Kato will choke slam him onto something very hard, and then he'll wrestle the entire Group A with a slipped disc in his back or something.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a Roddy Strong neck brace.
No. I think they'll give him something to overcome throughout the tournament, and that's what adversity. Yep, yeah. And then we got our 4-way, where we know it wasn't going to be Roxanne because they're having the match next week and not at No Mercy.
Correct.
Roxanne's going to get a pay-per-view match versus Tiffany when she gets one. I thought, well, we're not going to have a heel versus heel. That's ridiculous. They don't do that because there's no nuance in any of their characters. So it'll be Gigi Dolin, and I will just half watch this match because I already know who's going to win. And oh my God, Kiana James. So you talk about that.
Kiana James won. The finish was weird. The match was good. I don't know why. In ring, I think it'll actually be really good. I feel like Tiffany Stratton's style with Kiana James will actually be very, very fun. I'm looking forward to the in ring on that. There's some really great wrestlers here. It just feels like this is set up for more Gigi Dolin shenanigans. Therefore, I am not that interested in seeing the babyface cause shenanigans to the heel. That's just weird. And you can do heel versus heel when one of them has nuanced ability that you see through the eyes of a little bit.
Right.
Hot bitch versus businesswoman who puts paint in a purse. No.
She landed her 16-bit Super Nintendo helicopter, and then that was part of her entrance, and then left out of it.
It was like, look, we can't give you the Ric Flair helicopter entrance. but we can give you the 2-bit version.
Yep.
So there's that.
Yeah. The match was actually really good. There was a lot of really cool counters and some really fun spots. These women worked their asses off.
Gigi and Davenport had some. They're actually just mentioning that in the chat now. Had some really, really, really good chemistry. Like I want to see that in a feud. That was very fun to watch them work together.
I love the idea of Tiffany defending often, so that when she eventually does have a Roxanne match or a Becky Lynch match, we have this litany of all these people she's beaten, so that and if Kiana James is
the summer of Tiff Tiff and is going to be the fall of Tiff Tiff, and that means a lot of title defenses. And with a lot of title defenses comes a great legacy that I can put up against former NXT Women's Champions like Becky Lynch, who never held the title, but suck it up. Toodles.
That's right.
Thank you.
Good.
Match was a lot of fun. And also we're seeing multiple WWE women's main events this week, which was great. We saw some AEW women's main events the week before. Then they ruined everything that they were building toward, but that's okay. I'm not going to focus on that right now. But I like women in my main events. That makes me very happy.
Yes, agreed. Yes. This was good. I do think the in-ring next week will be fine. It does feel like it is a thing we're gonna do with Tiffany for a week and then move on. So
it's like sometimes you throw a program together, you have a Tiffany epiphany, and you move on. But this is why I feel like this is probably gonna be more Gigi and nonsense, right? Like it's just getting snapped together this way.
Truthfulness says glass knuckles, not brass knuckles, but glass knuckles, which I think would also really hurt.
Yeah, it probably hurt you as much though.
Yeah, as much as the other person.
That's not great.
Although, isn't that kind of what Orange Cassidy hit Claudio with?
I guess you're right. Yeah.
He hit it with the glass knuckles.
With the glass knuckles a bit, yeah.
That's good. B Norma says, y'all can kiss my grits. I'm going to the moon roof.
That's very good.
True says Dana Brooke in glass. And why I like this so much. Electric Mayhem says glass blown Jim Duggan.
I don't know why that's so good. I think it's the same syllables.
Yeah.
And it's just very different than a hacksaw.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's so delicate where a hacksaw is not bad.
I do like it a lot. Edge of the Storm, WX60 says, listen to every Sour Graps, not usually live though. Y'all are the best thing on Fightful. Oh,
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for doing what y'all do. What I do is cocaine.
Both want somebody to clip that and don't want anybody to clip that at the same time. But thank you so much for the kind words. It always means a lot when we get chats like that. That's very sweet of you. And I hope that you are safe, because if you're on the edge of the storm and there's a hurricane brewing, I hope you seek shelter.
Yep. Jamie Pringle says, 100% pure Colombian Kleenex. That's good sniffing. Tom LaValle says, Kate doesn't do any white stuff yet. Winky face.
I do not.
It's an epidemic, though. It's an epidemic. It's a cocaine epidemic.
I was trying to think if there was like a funny, like I like wintertime and I like the snow, but then I got nothing.
Ethan Smith says, Alex Cocaine Bear Paulowski.
We reviewed Cocaine Bear, and I was able to watch most of it, and then I watched some of it like this.
Yep. Will Chisholm is saying, letting people stay in their own bubble. Is that something you mentioned? Who's staying in their own bubble?
I did mention staying in your own bubble. Oh, Trick Williams. Just let him live in his naive little bubble of not needing commas and thinking everybody's cheering for him.
Will Chisholm says, letting people stay in their own bubble is how AEW got in the drama with Punk. Sorry, Kate. I know you're a fan, but he's too old for this. He's got gray in his hair now.
Yeah, no, I just think he seems very unwell at this point. It's
He
sad.
He may have some anger issues.
It would appear so that if you're kicking off the biggest show in history and getting into fights about it, that's not great. Yeah. But you know what? Samoa Joe is that guy.
Yes, that's true.
If there's anything we learned this week, Samoa Joe's that dude.
Here we go. Vicky L says, "Hi, Kate and Alex. My daughter leaves for college next week, so she won't be watching Jukebox. She would like Darby and Tiff's man. Tiff's man?
Ludwig?
Oh, I get it. Okay, I thought. Oh, here we go. To sing "Sincerely Me" from Dear Evan Hansen. Love you guys. Thanks. Okay, here we go.
Good luck at school.
All right, here we go. Okay. Dear Evan Hansen, we've been way too out of touch. Things have been crazy, and it sucks that we don't talk that much. But I should tell you that I think of you each night. I rub my nipples and start moaning with delight. Why would you write that? I'm just trying to tell the truth. This needs to be perfect. These emails have to prove that we were actually friends. Just, I'll do it. I gotta tell you, life without you has been hard. Hard has been bad. Bad has been rough. Kinky.
My God.
That was fun.
That was really good.
All right. One last one because I am sick. So thank you all for not giving me many, many things to do. All right, here we go. Hold on. True Infamous said Shad Glass Shard. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Here we are. One Lieutenant Photo, thank you for your service. Thank you. Ricky Rainbow sing Torn by Natalie and Bruglia. This is a very, very good song. Here we are. I thought I saw a man brought to life. He was warm. He came around like he was dignified. He showed me what it was to cry. Well, you couldn't be that man I adored. You don't seem to know or seem to care what your heart is for, but I don't know him anymore. There's nothing where he used to lie. My conversation has run dry. That's what's going on. Nothing's fine, I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shamed, lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed, each is something real. I'm wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You're a little late, I'm already torn. So I guess the fortune teller's right. Should have seen just what was there and not some holy light. But you crawled beneath my veins and now I don't care. I had no luck. I don't miss it all that much. There's just so many things that I can't touch. I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shamed lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. I'm wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You're a little late. I'm already torn. Torn. Oh. Thank you.
Illusion never changed into something real. Just sounds like some sort of enigma to me.
It does. And I'm not just a mystery wrapped in an enigma. wrapped in an egg roll wrapper, wrapped in a flour tortilla. I'm also wrapped in illusion.
An illusion.
An illusion. Right.
Ricky,
Yeah.
do you do karaoke?
Not really. Not anymore.
No. Is it because you're just
No.
you're too original of an artist? It's not like for you.
Really, I'll just do it here because I love all of you in the SIGs.
Oh, thank you.
Because the SIGs is a very important thing. That's how you pronounce it, yes? Yeah?
It is, yeah. No, the SIGs, the Sour Grapes
SIGs?
Society is the SIGs.
The SIGs. Anyway, yes. No.
Can you talk to my coworkers about their coke habit by chance?
The coke
Yeah.
habit, yeah. You can't get it anymore the way it used to be. Now it's mostly just like baby formula.
Well, in some ways, that's very comforting, Ricky. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thanks for
it's all right.
stopping by.
Oh wait, Ali says Ricky, please do the there. Is this
Oh, for the
Am I
ruckus, yeah.
Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Then you go, bestie.
Bestie. Is that
Nailed
right?
it. You nailed it. You nailed
Good.
it.
Okay, good. All right, thank you. So there's going to be more of this this weekend if everyone is there on Fightful Select, where we review Payback and whatever the hell Collision's going to be, and also the All Out without Phil, because he's not going to be there. Maybe you never know; it's possible.
It's true. It's a busy little weekend, isn't it?
It is. She's never gonna recover. Thank you so moo, Ricky. All right.
Thank you so moo.
Thank you so moo. Keep cool, gabagoos.
Toodles.